What's up, BooTube? I'm sorry, I had like a major sneeze attack. I kept sneezing for like a good 5 minutes. I'm surprised I'm still alive. um, oh my god, my eyes are all watery and everything because of it, and my face is red. Ugh, my nose. Anyway, hang on for a second. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to sneeze one more time. I did not want to sneeze in camera. But anyway, this is my reaction rant to Arrow Season 5, Episode 5. Wow, 5 and 5. How cute. Titled Human Target, which premiered last night. I'm on schedule. I feel so proud. But anyway, it's a race pretty much to rescue Renee, aka Wild Dog, who got captured by, shoot, I forgot his name already. Church, there you go. Church. Tobias Church. We see that obviously he got beaten up like crazy, and Oliver and the rest of the team were like interrogating a bunch of like punk guys on the street. And they managed to track down the building where Renee was being held, and they saw blood. Unfortunately, Renee was been moved. And I'm gonna keep that short because that rescue thing didn't take very long because it was scary because Tobias Church with like some of his goons were making Renee pretty much dig his own grave, which is like upsetting because I really thought they're gonna kill Renee. I'm like, no! I was kind of like Wild Dog, man. And like Oliver managed to rescue Renee, shoot down everyone, but unfortunately Church was able to escape. Unfortunately for Oliver, though, Renee admits that while he was under torture and, he was, like, in pain, he was in and out and all the time during the torture, Church managed to get Renee to pretty much give up his identity as Oliver Queen. Green Arrow's Oliver Queen, all that stuff. And, of course, that's never a good sign, right? And, because of that, they had to figure out they figured that they might target Oliver as mayor, not as Green Arrow. And so, at the same time when Church escapes, Prometheus gives Church a second warning, saying, don't kill Green Arrow. But Church, with his little hitman, which I'm actually curious on who that hitman is. I want to see who's under that mask. I really do, because, that hitman looks pretty dang cool in that outfit. I'm just saying. But Church says, like, the hitman's all talking to Church saying, I thought you wanted me to kill the Green Arrow. It's like, no, I want you to kill Mayor Oliver Queen. And, because of this, they figured they're gonna target, Oliver. Hang on. Sorry about that. I've said this so many times in previous videos, but knowingly not everyone watches it, so it's like, to hear it explain, like, my house is old, and, cats like to go on our roof, and they make the creepiest of noises, so it's like, I have to stop and wonder if it's actually a cat. But anyway, the heck is that? Sorry, another sneeze. It's like, right? I hate those sneezes where they gather up and it's like, blah, the most loudest outburst ever, and it's like the worst. Anyway, yeah, Renee has admitted that while he was being tortured by Church, I've never been tortured before, but I'm pretty sure, like, if you're tortured, loss of blood, and you're all beaten up, your vision's going in and out. Of course, you don't know what the heck's going on in your surroundings. So Renee admits to Oliver, yeah, during my torture, Church knows who you are because I admitted that you're Oliver Queen. So, Church plans to kill the Green Arrow by killing, obviously, the mayor, which is Oliver Queen. And, Diggle, he decides to help out by, recommending an old army buddy of his named Christopher Chance to help them out. And I looked up, Christopher Chance, and the funny thing is, I got literally the name Human Target. So, obviously, Human Target is not... The reason for the title of this episode being Human Target is because this is the name of this guy. But the Human Target is the name of two fictional comic book characters who have appeared in DC. The first one being Fred Venable, or whatever, who appears in Detective Comics number 201. And the second being Christopher Chance, who appears in Action Comics number 419. Christopher Chance in the comic books is a private investigator and a bodyguard who likes to assume identities of clients targeted by assassins and other dangerous criminals. Which I think's pretty cool, and apparently there was a television pilot of this, of Human Target on the ABC. I don't know why it's not around, and also in 2009, there's supposed to be a series for it. I think it was only renewed for a second season. Yeah, the Fox one was only renewed for a second season, and then after the second season, nothing after that. But anyway, I was highly surprised. Hang on. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, I was highly surprised. I didn't suspect that this new guy would actually be in the comics, let alone the fact that his name is literally the title of this episode. You know what I mean? But apparently, I didn't know that he did this, but apparently, because, at one point, Oliver came to City Hall. You know, he was walking down with Thea, and all of a sudden that hitman comes out of nowhere and pretty much, I wouldn't say stabs, like, he uses sharp objects on the bodyguards, not killing the bodyguards, they're alive. The sharp objects are like knives or something like that, like, it's either a knife or a throwing star, I don't know what the heck it is, but it's embedded in their shoulders so they get knocked back. They're still alive. But for Oliver, he uses a gun. Shoots him multiple times, and poor Thea, she's there in the limo. She's about to get in the limo, and all of a sudden she sees that, she's screaming. She runs to Oliver, and Detective Lance, or should I say Deputy Mayor Lance, makes a statement with Thea there, all teary-eyed, saying that Oliver died in the hospital. I was like, no, you lie, right? It's like, there's no way. I totally called it. It was totally faked out. I predicted that Oliver did in fact I thought that Oliver did in fact get shot, and that, you know, they're pretending he died so Church, you know, would think he's dead, therefore thinking Green Arrow's dead, right? But turns out that Oliver, while the announcement of his death was on the television, Felicity and the team were watching, Oliver was there watching with them, and turns out that the Oliver we saw shot was actually Christopher Chance, like I said in the comics, assumed the identity of Oliver. So the hitman would take him instead of, you know, Oliver, which I thought was pretty interesting. And, Diggle rejoins the team at the same time. He starts, helping out Renee, try to remember stuff like any other thing that could help them identify what Church is up to, right? And, you know, it pretty much became, redemption for both of them, you know? They both said, I don't know how to really explain it, but, you know, Diggle was talking to Renee because Renee feels so horrible about past mistakes when he was in the military. And then, I thought it was pretty cool that they bonded over that. Renee and Diggle bonding over military backgrounds, but, like, Renee is telling Diggle, you know, he made some mistakes in the military that got him dishonorable discharged, and then he made this mistake again that got him captured and tortured. And because he got captured and tortured, he made the mistake of, you know, Oliver's identity getting out there, right? You know, Diggle manages to convince him, you know, we made mistakes. I made my mistakes with my brother and all that stuff. You know, they have this bonding moment, which I thought was really, really cool to see. Like, someone from one of the older members of the team bonding with one of the newer members, which I think is cool, especially, like I said, they both have military backgrounds, which is pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, I totally forgot that Renee had military background. I don't know if he actually said that beforehand, but if he did, I probably most likely forgot. But anyway, it is so good to see Diggle in his Spartan outfit, because he rejoins the team as Spartan, and, he manages to help Renee with some information that, Church said while he was going in and out of conscious after the torture. And the information is pretty much determined that Church plans to consolidate a drug trafficking thing between 5 cities through Star City, right? And, you know, the only way to do that is he needed Green Arrow eliminated to succeed with this plan. And so that's what Renee found out, right? So, Green Arrow, along with Spartan and, Artemis, Ragman, Mr. Terrific, and of course, Wild Dog, they end up raiding Church's meeting with the other crime lords, and ironically enough, Christopher Chance is also there. He joins them, and he's like in disguise too, which is pretty funny. Christopher manages to take out the assassin who supposedly killed Oliver, and the team succeeds in capturing Church and the crime lords. And I thought that was pretty cool, you know, like seeing the team work together. It was pretty cute seeing the younger members like totally geek out and be like in awe of like Spartan, because you know, of course they find out that Diggle's Spartan. Well, Evelyn pretty much narrowed it down. It's like, you have to be Spartan, right? But like they saw him in action during that little meeting with Church, the raid on the meeting, and they're all like, "Oh my God, Spartan is so cool," and all that stuff. They're geeking out, and it was pretty cool seeing another roundabout with Wild Dog versus Church. He held up pretty dang well against Church. I was pretty impressed, you know, and you know, it's good to see Renee have kind of like a clear conscience, mainly because of Diggle, and I thought that was pretty cool, and the fact that he kept toe-to-toe with Church this time was pretty freaking cool. And then seeing the fight against Green Arrow and Church was pretty dang cool, especially when Green Arrow's like, "You look like you've seen a ghost." That was hilarious. I bursted out laughing. Hang on, guys. Sorry about that. I not only did I need to sneeze, I was eating at the same time. I didn't have breakfast. But anyway, I thought it was really cool seeing the team work together with Spartan too, which I thought was awesome, and seeing them geek out with Spartan and seeing both Wild Dog and Green Arrow have toe-to-toe with Church was pretty freaking cool. What I thought was also interesting is when Mayor Queen makes a public appearance claiming that he faked his supposed death. His fake death was part of a sting operation to pretty much, you know, catch Church and these what were they called? And these other crime lords in this act, right? And I thought it was pretty cool that, you know, they managed to stop Church, but I thought it was so short-lived, though. I thought Church was going to last at least a little longer. Unfortunately, when Church was being driven to prison, you know, the entire little group of people, like the cops and everything, they got pretty much killed by Prometheus. You know, Church, he tries to bargain with him, you know, "You spare my life, I'll tell you that Green Arrow is Oliver Queen, so we're good, right?" Unfortunately, Prometheus just kills Church, saying, "Yeah, we're good." But another thing that I thought was kind of interesting was the fact that there's this TV reporter named Susan Williams. I don't remember the other guy, but, you know, they're talking to each other, and apparently she obtains evidence from this guy that Oliver was, in fact, in Russia during the time he was supposed to be stranded on the island, which can be kind of bad, not gonna lie. I mean, everyone believed that Oliver Queen was stranded on the island literally all those 5 years, and to find out that he wasn't always on the island those 5 years, some of his truth might come out, you know, like, where else has he been besides the island? They might also find out that he was in China and other places outside the island for those 5 years, so that can't be good, especially considering he's mayor, right? And there was also this moment with Oliver and Felicity, because he finds out that Felicity moved on and all that stuff. But I'm not gonna get too much into that. It was pretty cool seeing Christopher Chance, like seeing him for the first time. I thought it was interesting, the whole human target thing. Maybe he could join the team. That'd be pretty freaking cool. But anyway, apparently, of course, Christopher Chance has something to do with his with Oliver's flashback, because Oliver ends up getting there's this flashback of Oliver being ambushed and nearly killed by other Bratva members. But those men end up getting killed by somebody. It turns out to be Christopher Chance in disguise, who apparently Antonelli hired him to protect Oliver. So I thought that was kind of weird. Very weird how that happened. But anyway, yeah, it was a pretty cool episode. I was happy Wild Dog's not dead, and I'm pretty dang happy about Diggle being back on the team as Spartan. And I can't wait to see more dynamic with Spartan and the younger members. So I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, that is my reaction rant to Arrow Season 5, Episode 5, titled Human Target. Yeah, Christopher Chance. Bye, YouTube.